Welcome to the Women Leaders Association podcast, where we believe we go further, faster, and have more fun when we go together. Be sure to tune in each week to hear an empowering message from the world's top women executives, trailblazers, entrepreneurs, and all-around fierce female leaders. I'm your host, Julianne Kirkland, and I will be taking you on a deep dive of each message to equip you with the principles, strategies, and tools you need to start crushing your goals, increasing your impact, creating work-life harmony, and did I mention have more fun? Because when you love what you do it better. The Women Leaders Association is the world's largest women executives association with over 30,000 women in executive and leadership positions who are committed to the development and advancement of women in the corporate arena. If you would like to get involved in a Women Leaders Association chapter, would enjoy daily podcasts, or you desire to become a part of the Women's Mastermind group near you, simply go to womenleaderspodcast.com. Now let's tune in for this incredible message. Hey, welcome back to the Women Leaders Podcast. Mary, I'm so excited you're with us today. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Julianne.
Yes. So right before we hit record, we were chatting a little bit, and I'm so excited to really get in today, especially with this. We are recording at, midway through December, and I know many of you, like me, are in it right now, right? We are busy in the work, we are busy in the home, we are busy in the busy and the busy and the busy. And it's really a great time to have this conversation about how we can check in with ourselves, learn how to pause, learn what that really means for ourselves. And we'll kind of go from there. So Mary, how did you get involved in what you're doing and what you're talking about?
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for that. So for me, it was actually a catastrophe. So at the time I was married, my husband at the time was diagnosed with leukemia, and his dad, he was only 45 when he had it. And his dad died at 50. His sister died at 50, complications of cancer. So subconsciously, he thought he was going to be checking out at 52. A lot of people will do this, especially if they have health situations in their families. And so that just spearheaded me into I wanted to find a holistic approach, a self-healing mechanism so that he can live longer, because we have 4 kids, and I would love to have him catapult this. And the gift for that is that, and I was a nurse at the time. I was a birth nurse working night shifting, helping moms have babies. And literally within that year, Dr. Bruce Lipton's book showed up at my workplace called The Biology of Belief. And really, Bruce Lipton is really the testament that helped me transform my life and then all the people that I serve now. Bruce Lipton's a cell biologist. And he actually had to get out because he was teaching medical students about things that weren't even true. And he realized it because the cells were teaching them the opposite of what we were all taught. We were taught that our genes control everything, affect everything. If you got this in your family, you're probably going to get it too, whether it's mental illness or a disease or blah, blah, blah. Or maybe one of your parents is a cheater or whatever it is. And the cells taught him, no, it's actually your environment. It's actually your response to the environment. We all get free will choice of how we respond to any situation. And because we're programmed our first 7 years by our parents and society, we're literally, our life is running programs that we were given, not even our own technical programs that we would love to be living by. And that's why people live on autopilot. They're going. They're doing, a lot of people are on survival level where they just feel like they have to, or else everything's going to crash down. So they have to keep working hard, or they believe things are a struggle. So I learned a tool called Psych-K. So Psych-K was what Bruce Lipton talked about at the end of his book, because it transformed his life. And this is a transformational tool that helps people change these self-limiting beliefs at the subconscious level of the mind, literally within minutes. It's a very fast, effective system. It's been around for over 36 years, and people hear about it when they're ready to hear about it. So it's not publicly announced. It's a spiritual process, and that's the missing piece. Most of us are not connected spiritually with our own higher self, our own intuition, our own truth of who we really are, what our purpose is here, and how we're meant to be living. We're meant to be living by the connection of our love and our truth instead of fear. Most of us are programmed with fear to survive. So Psyche helps you revamp all that, which I did. I did that just about 15 years ago, and it has absolutely transformed my life in every possible way. And then my ex-husband just turned 61 instead of dying at 50. Yeah. Woohoo! He still can't figure it out, like, because he's a engineer. He's in his mind a lot, but I'm like, there you go, because part of him did want to check out. Cancer will help you do that. And it also could be a wake-up call where you can actually self-heal, but we weren't taught that. And our bodies are designed to self-heal. We get free will choice to do that. And you have to make changes. You have to make the changes. The change is actually where the gift is. Most people are afraid of change. And so that's where they don't give that time to pause because we weren't taught to pause. A lot of us were fearful if you pause that the danger might creep in. So staying busy, staying distracted, going was just a survival mechanism, which was needed at the time when it was in those survival pieces. We are now in the age of Aquarius. We are now in the 21st century. We are now in a completely different way of living. And thank goodness. And everything's changing and changing really fast. All the old systems are crashing and the new way is birthing and the birthing is meant to be within us. Everything that's happening in our outside world is actually the result of whatever your beliefs are within you. So what Psyche does, and then I also am creating new material called Your Sacred Way, because spirit, I'm very connected spiritually. So spirit in our spirit team is giving us even another level up called Your Sacred Way, which will be coming soon in January. That it's important that we do have tools that can help us because we don't know how to transform this stuff. We weren't taught any of this. We actually have to unlearn to relearn. That's
Right.
the biggest gateway. And are you willing to? That's the key. Do you want to? Do you believe you can do it? And are you willing to? And those are like the three main gateways that we really help people with whenever there's blocks with any of those. So,
I love that. And I love that you said that the change is where the gift is.
mhm,
And it really is, how you're viewing it. Are you viewing this opportunity to change as a gift, or are you are you viewing it as this, attack on you, an attack on how you've been? And, I think, right, you're right. We got on the call and we've had to kind of reschedule our call a couple times. And I said, I live under the philosophy of to live unoffended because
mhm,
it just helps my life so much more. But it's that same way. I mean, that you will encounter people that are offended at everything.
mhm.
And
Yes.
it's like, oh, you're just missing out on so much peace.
Right. And if they're doing that, it's actually a gift for your own self and a gift for them because I help people with doing this too, because I do it for my own self. Everything is here for us. So whatever shows up, and then because a lot of people be like, no, I don't like you, get away from me. But actually you can be like, oh wow, isn't this interesting that this is showing up for me? What could this be here for me for? That would be a great question to ask yourself. Many people that are doing that is because they don't even know it's at the subconscious level or unconscious level. So they're not even consciously aware that they're so critical with themselves that they have created beliefs like I'm not worthy or that I'm not good enough or there's something wrong with me or I'm not lovable. Most of this people don't even realize they're running these programs. So they have to prove that they're successful. They have to prove their worth. They have to and those are just survival ways for us to, receive the love and the acknowledgement and the success and feeling safe, for survival. Like people don't want to be homeless, right? Or be starving, right? Those are scary things, right? Or to be abandoned or rejected. Uh, these are uh, these are all pieces within us that we've had things happen to us in our childhood. All of us have had any aspects of these childhood wounds and childhood experiences. And they're actually all here for us because we can heal any of those and you can master yourself through it. So you can have more compassion, more love. But it does take self-responsibility.
Mm.
You have to get to a point to be so sick of it and to actually recognize it. You have to be enough like, oh my gosh, like I acted like that or I did that. And it's okay to feel remorseful about it or feel sad about it. Now you can do something. It's just energy. So when you realize the quantum world, everything's just energy, then you can separate yourself from being so personal to it and receive the help, get the supports and you can do your own self-healing with yourself. Yeah.
So to those who are listening right now and they're like, this is fascinating, it's great, it's like eating an elephant. You gotta do it, you gotta take it one bite at a time. Because I mean, it's a lot of information. Like you said, we have to unlearn, how we've kind of grown up and what we've accepted as truth and
Mhm.
and to start to go, wait a second, you know,
am I safe to challenge that? Am I safe to look at it in a new way? Am I safe to, and so to those who are listening and they're like, I want to know more about this. Well, what is my first step? Like, how do I begin to do these personal things that you're talking about?
Yeah, thank you for that. The gift is when they're hearing it, if they can actually, one, begin to question everything. Um, Two, open up time for yourself. You have to pause. You have to stop a bit. Give and then it's a commitment to yourself to say, okay, I'm going to give myself, let's say 15 minutes a day to reflect, to really check in. And what I do is I close my eyes, I connect into my heart center, and I check how am I feeling? What is going on? What is coming up? And you can get a journal, start writing it because that's helpful to actually capture it. Because when you can at least let yourself feel, let yourself be real with yourself, admit it. Now you have something you can work with. Because most of us got programmed. I know I certainly did to deny things, to avoid things, to put things under the rug. It's how my mom handled her life. And our parents did it out of survival. And I could tell even as a little girl that there was something not right. My mom, oh yeah, everything's just great. No, it's not, mom. No, it's not, mom. My dad drank like an alcoholic, but he didn't say he was an alcoholic. You're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So we got these mixed messages were being raised, and our parents just did the best they could. That's what they did. That's what any of us ever do. So I would recommend definitely for people is one, begin to start noticing it and make a decision that you are ready to change it. That's what it comes to. You have to say, and that's what I did. I said something has to change. And the funny thing is, I was so blocked with all the stuff that I needed for myself because I was taught a lot of denial stuff. I thought I was doing pretty good, but my husband needed all the help, right? That was a joke. So, and then I went and there's lots of tools. So Psyche is a very powerful, fast one. I think breath work is really great. People do sound baths. Plant medicines are awesome too. There's multiple things that people can do. Take some stepping stones. At least begin. And then with this one, I'll be offering at the end on my website. I have what's called the Taste of Psyche. So I'm giving a 90% discount for anyone who wants to at least experience. Could this really be true that if I can just change some beliefs that I have at the subconscious level, that I can begin to have a new perception. I can begin to feel differently, to feel more connected to my true self and begin to make, decisions that feel better about what I really want to do. And that's the gift that I help people with.
I
So,
love that. And yeah, we'll be sure to share all that information too in the show notes so it's easy and clickable.
yes.
And I'm thinking here of I've worked with so many entrepreneurs and a lot of high achieving women. And to the point of what you're saying of this, really getting in touch with yourself to be able to be truly fulfilled, because so often this high achieving persona that we take on, right? And it's like it's just one achievement after the another and another because we're seeking that next reward, that next high, that next validation point, when the truth is, are we even being fulfilled in any of those accomplishments? Are we even taking the breath to go, oh, I am so grateful for this opportunity to have achieved all this. Look at how I've, or is it just, okay, what's next? Moving right along, and then we're exhausted.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, and the gift is that you have the answer within you. We know within ourselves, and nobody can take that from you. You'll know when something feels right and something doesn't feel right. And that is actually your most powerful aspect within you. And the
Yeah.
more you give attention to that and then start trusting it, listening to it, and making some changes, like for many of us, learning to say no, learning to actually, actually, I'm going to slow down a bit. It's like anything. You're meant to have slow times and then fast times. But most people are taught, no, just got to keep going, going, going. No, you actually don't.
Right.
It's not how the nature works. The universe doesn't work that way either.
Right.
So, and then the gift is coming back to balance. That's actually the gift. Because some of us will want those extremes, like you say, because we'll get the dopamine hits, we'll get the serotonin, like, woohoo, because I come, right?
Right.
But a lot of it is that we can do things in a much more effective way and an easier way. And the gift is that you can actually find the answers within you. Like keep it simple. Like, what could you take off your plate that you don't have to do? Can you delegate? Can you ask for help or assistance, right? Most people think they have to do everything themselves. A lot of us were taught that. And that's another very big piece to do. Uh, and then just take small beginning steps. It's like a trim tab on a ship. Just that little trim tab, 1, 2 degrees will turn the ship in a whole nother direction.
Mm.
And it takes those meaningful decisions, those meaningful changes, and then take the risk. It does take a risk. You have to be willing to be, it might even be a little bit nervous or scary. And that's actually some of the best ones you do. But if it feels right and you don't even have an explanation for it, boom, go for it.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, it's been such a great conversation, Mary. What is one last piece of advice, or maybe a practical um,
Mm,
mantra, line of questioning,
mm,
introspection? Something
mm,
that the listeners can
mm.
go home with tonight and be like, I am going to start implementing this into my nightly routine to, again, start to turn that needle a little.
Oh, I love it. Well, the first one is let yourself pause. And all it can take, give yourself even just that minute. Close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, connect into your heart, and even quiet your mind. That alone can be one of the biggest gifts you can give yourself. And let yourself remember, it's really a remembering that you are here for an important reason. That otherwise you wouldn't be here. You matter. You really matter. And what you have to offer and give in service is crucial for these times. Each of us are a piece of the puzzle, and your part is vital. The gift is let yourself enjoy it. It doesn't have to be hard anymore. We're letting go of that. That's the old way. The new way is things can actually be fun. Things can be easy. You can live in the flow
Mm.
when you connect into your true self and get the supports. Like a private psyche session or learning it. I teach online workshops, so you can learn it right in a weekend, where you actually have a mechanism that can literally change from a narrow perspective to an expanded one within minutes, where you can connect back to your peace and your centeredness and your calm if you feel overwhelmed or stressed. And then that can be your new vibration. We're here to anchor up. We're all being called to ascend to
Yeah.
our true highest selves. And the true highest self is just the return back to love.
Mm.
It's actually in the simple things.
Yeah.
And each one of us are called to do it. And all it does is it just takes a choice. You just got to say, yeah, I do want to.
Right, right.
Yeah. And
I love that. And it is the choice, the pause, the willingness. And it's so beautiful. The simple things that we forget about on the day to day, like
exactly.
taking that deep breath. I was just talking to another podcast guest about just a little bit of joy I get and just walking outside for a few moments and letting the sunshine hit my face.
Yes.
It's those little moments and paying attention to those in my day of when, like, oh, that I felt really good doing. I want more of that. I want to design my life where I have more time outside, and
Yes.
it's when people can start to get in touch with those things, um, it is more fulfilling because you're not operating on somebody else's expectation of your life,
Mhm.
which is so powerful.
It is, it is, it is. And the gift is because you can. There's this Facebook group that I just joined. It's called Yes, I Fucking Can. And it's one of mine. I'm not even on Facebook very much, but the fact that I have it, and I love that the feeds come in because someone got so clever enough, and then everyone tells their success story, like because that's what all of us signed up for in this lifetime is the dream, struggle, victory. And
Yeah.
then but how long are you staying in that struggle? You don't have to be in that for a heck of a lot of time. You can turn it into an opportunity.
Yeah.
So get clever, get creative about using everything as an opportunity.
Mhm.
And the easiest way, like you say, connect with nature, connect within you. You know, yeah, your own source within your own love is everything. And then in time, right, you'll have your closest friends you can rely on, or confidants
Yeah.
and things like that, because you're not meant to do this alone. We're here for each other. That's why I love organizations like this, and then
Yeah.
whatever groups you can get a part of.
Yeah.
Is no, we can do this together, and then you got it because you can. That's
Yeah.
the gift,
I
because you
love
can.
that. So, Mary, how can people connect with you?
Oh yeah, thank you, thank you. So they can go to my website, igniteandhealyourlife.com, because that's what you're doing. You're igniting your true essence within you. So ignite and A-N-D, heal, H-E-A-L, your life.com.
Yeah.
And in that you can hit contact us, and then you can send an email, and then we can even text with my phone number. And like I say in there, if you click in services, you can click down my private sessions I'm offering. This is a new thing I'm just doing because I realize people have to actually experience the change, because then they'll know.
Yeah.
A taste of Psych K is one of the biggest gifts that's being offered right now. And 30 minutes of a Zoom call where they can make. I've just had people jump in this week, and already they're lighting up. And I love that. I love to help light up people. And then from there, you can cast yourself off. So that's my gift for the world. I know I'm here. I know who I am. I know why I'm here. I love it. I love what I'm offering. And I want everyone else to be able to live like this too.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mary, for your time today, for your service to this world. And you're just such a light. Thank you for shining with all of us today.
Oh, and thank you. You too, Julian. Thank you for offering for you. All right,
Yes,
everyone.
ladies, be sure to connect with Mary. I will put all of her links in the show notes so it's easy access for you. And be sure to go to womenleaderspodcast.com for more episodes just like this.
Woohoo!
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.